So I'm just messing with the background image, what I'm basing this particular part on, which is a bat wing. You can see in the early stages where I adjusted just the size and everything on the left. Here I'm using a tool to map out the outer edges of the piece, rotating it, kind of making sure it looks okay. Then you hit the yellow on the left there to make it solid. I've already done that at this point. Right here I am mapping it out further and deciding whether I want to use the path or the curve tool. I'm deciding what I'm going to finish here, but same thing, you hit the yellow and it does what it needs to. I'm rotating it here to make sure that everything lines up. Since I used the curve tool on that part that sticks out, I had to use the move tool instead. You'll see that here in just a second. There it is. Now I'm going to grab an isodecahedron and stretch it out into a shape that'll kind of fit the space once everything is kind of lined up here. You can use other things. I use that because it's got a little bit more vertices to play with once I start moving everything into place to kind of fit the shape, which you're seeing now. Once this finishes, I use the smooth tool to kind of smooth everything out. You'll see me finishing with the move tool here in just a moment. So smoothing everything out, went a little bit overboard on some of it, kind of fixed it. Now once I have it smoothed out to a reasonable space, I use any of the tools, the clay, the brush, inflate. You can use all those to do the opposite, and all you have to do that is press the sub button on the right and it reverts it. Now what I just did is I voxel merged both of these, or all these pieces, to make it one piece. You'll see why here in just a moment. This is actually how good the resolution is. That's what those little squares are. But now that it's one piece, I can use the smooth tool to go in and smooth everything out, kind of blur the edges, make everything look a little bit more uniform, look a little more like a wing and less like a tube surrounded by a flat piece. And this will take me just a little bit to do, but that is pretty much it as far as the wing space itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint in using the masking tool, and then once I have it painted in, you'll see kind of what the masking tool does. It allows you to move things without moving other things. So the painted pieces are what don't move, whereas everything else will move. You can smooth it differently, you can blow it up. It kind of helps you with something that you have it in a space that you want it, and it looks good.